Hello my sweet beloved friends. I have noticed that there are people including channelers saying that they know who the paa-tal are, but have not got a proverbial clue what they truly are, and then they write manipulative humbug about them instead, which are coming from evil sources, without the channeler's knowledge. Sadly, others who read this posts or articles about them believes in that humbug and nonsense, like the post written by David Ichk, who himself is not a paa-tal, but do not know all the true facts about them, and is being manipulated by the dark ones from time to time, without he even knowing it, poor soul. When this happens to channelers, they then get the subject totally wrong, and full of propaganda, due to the manipulations from the dark ones. David Ichk is not in any way an evil soul. He just would need to work on involving his empathy and third eye, so it becomes more powerful, so he would know when the evil ones are there to manipulate him, to spread falsehood. Most channelers would seriously need to work more on their third eye and empathy, to get its fully potential power. Many souls are not aware of that they actually are being manipulated from the dark ones, about the specific subject they are writing about. Then the blog post, article and channel becomes totally screwed up and untrue, my dear beloved friends. Like I said, dear beloved ones, this souls such as the channelers would seriously need to work on their empathy and to open the third eye completely. Because as long as they do not, the dark ones will sure have a loads of fun fooling around with them and spread falsehood and untruths through them. That information about the paa-tal, that many of you obviously have read from David Ichk, is misquoted, my dear friends, which has also dirted the paa-tal's name to some extent. But that is how it goes when the channeler is being manipulated by evil ones without they even knowing it, my dear friends. There are so many online on the internet, even channelers, that try to be the ones who know who the paa-tal are. But in truth they do not have any clue in who the paa-tal truly are. So what would be better than to let a person who actually is in true form, a paa-tal, just like myself, Aniela Michaela Michael, to tell you who they truly are. There are also channelers that are followers to the evil ones, sadly to say, and who works for the evil reptilian Anunnaki. But let us not go into that, this time. So here is what the dark ones did. They made the channeler quote things that was about the draconians, but made it in the same process sound like it was all about the paa-tal instead. This is a typical tactic of the dark ones. They've done this tactics for decades and will continue this manipulations and lies until humans starts to realize that they are being manipulated, and channelers starts to work on their empathy and third eye skills more. The channelers are not unreachable by the dark ones even if they otherwise are divine being. You need to have fully strong, highly and completely evolved empathy and third eye to truly know if you are being manipulated. Some divine channelers believe that you just need to be divine and nothing evil will happen during a channel. Now when that is said, I will tell you more about the paa-tal. Okay, like I mentioned in the paa-tal disclosure, in-depth information about them, is that the paa-tals are reincarnated archangels and archaias, that took the physical form as an elven, and that they were requested by God to go out in the cosmos and create physical life through all the cosmos. So, the paa-tal, the Ainu Ra, Mem Ra and Shin Ra, the High Elves, or as they are also called the Golden Elven race, are the creators of not just the human race but the entire 56 mannish races of the cosmos. This fact started all this ridiculous manipulation crap by the draconian ancestors in the first place, because they fancy themselves as masters of genetic engineering, when in fact all they were and are hacks. When I say manipulative crap, I mean the manipulative lie that they are the paa-tal. That is falsehood and lie beyond belief, my beloved friends. It is nothing more than pure nonsense. Well, they did create something, but they are no creators requested by Almighty Father God, to create a paradise on Earth or on any other planet for that matter. What the draconian ancestors preferred to create was minions and subservient slave cultures. This made us very worried and upset, that we decided in the end, to begin incarnating into our creations, to help them ascend spiritually and to feel and experience how it was living down here and even on other planets. To reincarnate into a human body gave us also the chance to spy on the evil ones and work against them in secrecy, when we were disguised as a human being, by reincarnating in a human body. The draconians would never, for 1 minute considered such a possibility in the first place, to reincarnate into a so-called physical slave that they had created. They rather controlled them, when they went astral. This made us very concerned when the draconians started to create their physical slave cultures. We paa-tals, on the other hand, wanted our creations to develop their own creativity and intelligence, as they evolved into truly sentient spiritual beings. So, to reincarnate into a human body gave us also the chance to spy on the evil ones, and work against them in secrecy, when we were disguised as a human being, by reincarnating in a human body. While we were reincarnated inside of a human body, our elven body was in hibernation, in the hibernation chambers on the Star of Avalon fleet, which is the biggest fleet up there in the cosmos. Not all of us chose this opportunity to incarnate into, for instance, the Pleiadian, human, and Lyrian races among others. Some chose to stay in the pure high elven form and remained in the super-universe on our home world. Others, like ourselves, chose the same path as we did. The inhabitants of Sirius A being some of these. The Syrian Silver Elf peoples, the Paskaats the Cat peoples, and the Ishir the Dog peoples. You see the 56 mannish races we developed or created, though being humanoid or hominoids walked upright like man, but were of various species. Avian as in bird peoples, leonine or feline races, as well as the canine races like the Ishir. There were also the races of the Meridian. The Memra is the ones who created the Mem species for the water planets, by giving them one bit of their DNA. So this species could be able to breathe underwater. These species are what you know as merfolk, dolphins, whales of the cetacean races who were designed for the water worlds, which had very little or no land. The Ainu, air-breathing elves created species for fertile terrestrial planets that had plenty of variety in animal and plant forms among which to frolic and play. The Shinra, the fire-breathing elemental elves, who could live on extreme hot places, even hotter than a desert, created the species which live on very hot planets. So you see, we were very busy, some even went so far as to call us the founders. Polite though it was, that's not really true. There were a few before us. We simply call them the ancients. The ancients were the original dragons and dragon riders of ancient legend, beings of immense and unbelievable power, even more unfathomable than us. Because of the choices made by the high elven populace of our home world to stay put there, this decision gave rise to the concept and belief that we had either died out, or departed from this universe when in fact we had not. Wherever we had been we left sentinels. It's like a holographic being that was guardian to a massive archival repository wherein was recorded all the information about our activities in this galaxy and sector of our universe, where planet Earth is. This repository is on Saturn. So the draconians and their ancestors' scheme was to manipulate people that they were the creators and the paa-tal, which they naturally are not. My ancestors are the Einar and hence the name Ainura. My unconditional love, light and blessings to you. I love you all so much. I am, Aniela Michaela Michael, an Ainura princess.